council members in all the adjacent areas. It's not easy when you have local government and county government and state government all working together on the same project, but we found a way to do that. We've had to compromise with each other. We've had to find ways to come together, and they've done that at every point. And they've done it because this project is worth doing. I continually ask if we're going to be the first generation in the history of Utah to make life worse for our kids and grandkids, or are we going to be the generation that got it right and made life better for our kids and grandkids? And this is one of those projects that says that we are not going to be the most selfish generation in history. That we actually are going to give back and make this place better than we found it. I believe that the point represents the very best of the Utah dream and making that dream available for the next generation. It also represents the very best of problem solving, coming together. We had a problem. We had a prison facility literally sitting here in the heart of the growth of our county and our state. Also, a prison that desperately needed upgrading so that we could provide better resources for families of the incarcerated and the incarcerated themselves to help them get back on their feet, and for many of them to get back into society. We couldn't do that at this site, and so we found the proverbial win-win. We were able to do both of those things, and here we are at the precipice of something truly great. The point reflects our administration's priorities to invest in people, places, and prosperity. It will create solutions to some of Utah's most pressing challenges. We're going to create tens of thousands of high-quality jobs right here that provide economic opportunity for all Utahns. We're going to facilitate cutting-edge technology that advances innovation across the state and will literally change the world in powerful ways. We'll have parks and open space, including River to Range Regional Trail that will connect Draper Foothills to the Jordan River and increase the quality of life for all Utahns. We'll have world-class office space, shopping, and entertainment. And very important for me, and especially at this moment for all of us, build thousands of new housing units to help address our housing shortage, including much-needed affordable housing. We will connect communities through generational investments in transportation infrastructure, including Porter Rockwell Boulevard and a slated front-runner station. The point will provide direct, enduring benefits that enhances the quality of life for generations of Utahns. Thank you to everyone who's made it happen. Congratulations, and we're just getting started.
Thank you, Governor. I agree with everything Governor said, and this is an exciting day. And it's even more exciting when you see backhoes behind us, isn't it? That's a kind of an exciting backdrop for us. You know, I think about where we're at right now, where we're sitting, and everybody knows, I think, by now that Utah is the best economy in the nation. We're the fastest growing state in the nation. And when you think about that, this area you're in right now is one of the fastest growing areas of Utah. So if we're the fastest growing state in the nation, and this is the fastest growing spot in Utah, you're sitting in what is, I think, the fastest growing spot in the nation. Pretty amazing we're here doing these great things. The other thing that we know, and when you look around, not only we sit in the fastest growing spot in the nation, but I look up, if you can see below the underneath the tent, you see a lot of slopes, and the governor mentioned this. We see all these slopes around us. These aren't silicone slopes. And the silicone slopes is what's helped us make our economy so great. The tech industry is what's helped our job creation. We have the best economy. We have one of the, I think, Wall Street Journal says we have the top job market. And a lot of it's because of the tech industry that's here. When you think about the tech industry, you think about things like biotech. Also, there's unrest in the world. If you look at what's going on in Ukraine and Israel, most of those weapon systems are AI driven. You look at games, look at what's happening around with the gaming industry. You look at tools, you even look at cars, you look at our phones, you look at everything. Everything we have is AI driven. I firmly believe, within me, that the country who controls AI will control the world, whether it be weapon systems, whether it be technology, whether it be economy. And we know that in order to control AI, we need to have technology and development. We have that happening here. And I believe we're in an arms race right now. Some of you remember back when we were in a nuclear arms race. I believe we're in an AI arms race. And this facility, what we're doing here, will help us be able to solve that. Our future is bright because of it. The point will, as the governor said, bring thousands of jobs. It creates billions of dollars in state GDP. It'll provide more housing. It'll offer world-class shopping, which will be fun for a lot of people too. The legislature, we committed, I think, $165 million in infrastructure, $250 million for the new front runner. So it'll get, again, be in the heart of our transportation system. Our future is bright. I think it's bright because what we're doing in Utah, and this is one of the projects that makes it bright. I want to thank a few people. I just saw Senator Stevenson walk in, Senator McKay, other senators that have been so involved. Senator Stevenson been on the board, I think, since the beginning, even before the prison moved. The Point Board and their staff, the Division of Facilities, Construction Management, DFCM, and who will help with the building process. Governor's Office of Economic Development, all the people, the Transportation Department, all of you who have helped so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making this happen.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It's an honor for me to be here today. Today is a historical day. It's not very often that the governor's office and the Senate give the House the last word. So I just want to thank you, Michael. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Now, this really is a great day for Utah as we break ground on such a major project and the road connection that will benefit the whole southwest part of the valley and not just the Point, but the whole southwest part of the valley. Porter Rockwell Boulevard is a good example of why the Point is so important to the future of Utah's prosperity and our quality of life. The Point is unique in that it's owned by all of you, and all of you have a say in what it will look like, and it will pay dividends for generations to come. The Point gives us the best of both worlds. The opportunity for us to build for Utahns to build a site while leveraging the benefits of the private sector competition, technological innovation, and capital investment. Let me briefly speak to each of those three things. Private sector competition. Utah has been ranked the best economy in the country for the last 17 years in a row. We are also one of the most diverse economies in the nation, and the Point will help even make us better at that. We can boast this impressive accomplishment because we believe in limited government. We know how to appropriately serve as stewards of our public resource and how to get government out of the way so that businesses can thrive and Utah can thrive. We know how to take advantage of the market competition to drive value for our economy, but more importantly, Utah families. When the Point Board conducted a national search to select the development partner, it was a highly competitive search and process with literally dozens and dozens of people competing for this project. It was an exhaustive process to make sure that we got the right partner that reflected Utah's visions and Utah's values. Technological innovation. With the Point's Innovation District, we are establishing a robust ecosystem that will drive cutting-edge innovation and technological advancements in a way that we've never seen before. The Innovation District will be a direct benefit to the taxpayers through the innovations, inventions, and new ideas to help solve some of Utah's most complicated challenges. This will require both venture capital financing and public infrastructure investment, which brings me to my third and final point. As President Adams noted, the legislature has invested $165 million in critical infrastructure at the Point. This includes the funding for Porter Rockwell Boulevard. In addition, President Adams also pointed out that there'll be a new front runner stop at this location as well. These investments will benefit Utahns from across the state for generations to come. I want to emphasize that the $165 million is a loan that will be paid back to the taxpayer with interest. For the $165 million upfront investment, the taxpayers will get the needed infrastructure that will not only benefit the Point, but the entire southwest part of the valley. Importantly, because this investment and our development partners are bringing billions of dollars to the table to finance the development, and that's just in the first phase alone. I can't think of any other state infrastructure project that has resulted and will result in such a quick ROI for the state of Utah. It's rewarding to see our investments in the point literally paying off as we build Utah's innovation community together. This groundbreaking marks the beginning of a new era for Utah's innovation community that will ensure a bolder and brighter future for all Utahns, especially for our children and our grandchildren. I just want to give a special thank you to the board. Thank you for all your hard work that you've put forward to make things happen. Michael, we're super excited for you to come on board and lead. But I really want to give a huge shout out to I think some of the most important people in this process, and I'm probably leaving some out, but these are the ones that I had the opportunity to work directly with over the last 10 years. Speaker Wilson, Jerry Stevenson, your guys' vision created what is here today. I remember coming in as a new legislator, watching you guys travel all across the state and deciding the best way to move the prison and deciding on the best location of the prison, and then to decide what happens with this site afterwards. Lowry Snow and others from the Senate, I'm not sure who's your Senate sponsor on that bill, Lowry? Jerry Stevenson again. It's all Jerry's fault. But your vision led us here today and what we've got today. And we're excited for the new board, Representative Tusher, Dan McKay, and others that will come on and help lead us and guide us to the next level. So with that, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Well, thank you. Good morning. Thanks for being here on this this chilly morning. I want to thank you all for your time, and thank you, Speaker, for your words. My name is Jordan Tusher. I'm co-chair of the Point of the Mountain State Land Authority board, which is the board that oversees the development of this site. And I'm really excited to recognize the rest of my board that's here, my co-chair, Lowry Snow, and other board members, including April Cooper, Executive Director Ryan Starks, Senator Lincoln Fillmore, Senator Jerry Stevenson, Mayor Jenny Wilson, Mayor Troy Walker, Representative Jeff Stenquist, Representative Ariel DeFay, Mayor Don Ramsey, Commissioner Jefferson Moss, and Interim Director Andy Marr. We wouldn't be here today without the great work and dedication of this group, and I'd like to recognize them with a round of applause. As Speaker Schultz said, today is the beginning of a new era for the Point and for Utah. I've served on this board for a couple of years, and I've seen firsthand the rapid transformation that's happened in this site. Just 2 years ago, we celebrated the very beginning of the demolition efforts with the toppling of the first guard tower. And then just a year ago, we were at this very site where we watched the end of the demolition and the toppling of the last guard tower. Now that decades-old prison facility with its razor wire and guard towers is completely gone, and we have a completely new canvas where we can build what we want and what Utahns want for this space. From this area, Utah's innovation community will rise from the ground. Now, as you can see, there is one building that's left standing. It's just right over there, and that is the chapel by the wayside. This chapel has a historic and inspiring history. The inmates built that chapel themselves, and a multi-denominational group of civic and religious organizations came together to raise money for the chapel. In 2022, our board voted unanimously to preserve this important building. The chapel by the wayside is not a historical structure, not just a historical structure, but it stands as a symbol of redemption and hope for many who pass through its doors. In fact, many of the prisoners talked about that was the one place on this whole campus where they could feel peace and hope. It will remain here as a powerful reminder of the ability of faith, community, and collaboration to uplift even in challenging circumstances. Now, after years of planning and design, we are ready to build. The infrastructure we're building now will be critical to the future success of the Point. Porter Rockwell Boulevard will serve as the site's main road that will connect the Point to the rest of the region, and like Speaker Schultz talked about, it will connect all of the southwest corner of the valley, being a real key to this area and improving the infrastructure here. It will provide not only that north and south mobility, but also provide convenient access to this site's future amenities for all visitors. The road itself will not just be built for cars. The road is intentionally designed for both vehicular and pedestrian use, including bike lanes and sidewalks, offering an important thoroughfare for commuters while creating convenient paths for pedestrians, cyclists, and visitors. It will also have safety features that are integrated into it, with narrower intersections to facilitate the movement of people across the road more seamlessly. But we're building today much more than just a road. We're building a community. You can imagine, as you look out here in the future, seeing shops, cafes, office buildings that will line that boulevard, incorporating a human-centered design that creates an impactful experience and fosters a sense of place. Now, in our design and approach, we've taken a fiscally conservative approach. We're using recycled concrete from the decades-old prison buildings to construct Porter Rockwell Boulevard. The groundbreaking ceremony itself is actually taking place on some of that concrete right now. While other development projects may start at the periphery of the site, we, with this infrastructure project, will be able to start at the middle and the heart of the site, right here in phase 1. And let me talk just a little bit about the heart of the site. While the point will have amazing amenities, the governor talked about the river to range trail, the Central Park, entertainment, jobs, restaurants, all of that will be here. The very heart of the point will be the Innovation District, and that's being led by my colleague and fellow board member, Associate Commissioner of the Utah System of Higher Education, Jefferson Moss. He and his team will be facilitating this amazing opportunity for our state. Proximity facilitates opportunity. The infrastructure district will support an ecosystem that promotes meaningful interactions and advances technological innovation, fosters a startup environment, and facilitates relationships across universities, businesses, and entrepreneurs. It will also be home to Convergence Hall, which will have advanced infrastructure that supports shared workspaces where businesses, startups, and independent entrepreneurs can interact and innovate. The Innovation District will focus on specific industries such as high-tech, biotech, fintech, and clean energy to rapidly advance the commercialization of new ideas and products emerging from the groundbreaking research conducted here at the Point. Let me just say, this is not just another development. A lot of people ask me, why is the state involved in a development project? Why not just sell it off, turn it over to the free market, and let them build what the state actually needs? And the answer is because of this Innovation District. Utah is already the innovation capital of the United States. The innovation that we have here to connect what we have going on in our job centers in Salt Lake City, at Silicon Slopes, across Utah, Salt Lake County, Davis County, the universities, the businesses that we have here is unique, and that will be the innovation district that we have here. There is nothing like it in the country. It is a generational opportunity, and so I cannot overstate the importance of the work at the Innovation District. It will attract the best and brightest from around the world to come here to solve some of our nation's most pressing challenges and create a more prosperous future for the rising generations of Utahs. Now, we are making history today. The Point will be known globally and loved locally. Our children and our grandchildren will look back on this day to remember the Point as an inflection point for our state. We are literally breaking ground on groundbreaking work that will set us on a historic trajectory of progress and prosperity. So thank you. Thank you for everyone who has been a part of this effort, and let's go get this work done.
Well, I just want to first of all say welcome to Draper. We're glad to have you. Would my board members stand up? I know they've been recognized. Would you guys all stand up that are on our Point board, please, so you can see who they are? This is an appointed board. They serve without any remuneration. It's all time and effort, and it's diverse, and they're talented, and they're visionary, and they're hardworking, and they care, and it's been a tremendous experience to work with them, and I appreciate each one of them. When you talk about what this means to our community, to me personally. It's all started way back in the time when Representative Greg Hughes was my representative and then became our speaker. And I feel like I've been working on this my whole entire political career because it was a vision that a lot of us had. And Governor Cox, a lot of times you'll get folks on a board and you'll think, well, what's the lieutenant governor really going to do on this board? Well, I'll tell you what he did. Worked really hard. And it was a great opportunity because it was a time when it was formed. And one of the first things we did, Alan, where are you? Alan Masson. Alan, stand up. One of the first things we did was hire Alan. And Alan's leadership was phenomenal and fundamental to getting us to where we are today. And so, you know, as a group, we work on these things, and it's rewarding to see it kind of come to fruition. I remember you talked about the towers. We had a big media event, if you'll recall, to knock down one of the towers. Anybody remember that? I know the media left. It took so long to knock this tower down. It got hit, like, I don't know, 100 times with a 2,000-pound wrecking ball, and it stood. Every blow, it just stood. And it made me think, my former city manager, David Dobbins, said, symbolic of this entire process. And I thought for sure it was. You look at it as you go forward and how hard this is. When Representative Tischer said some legislators have questioned should the state be involved, I'm looking at one of them over here. I've had them ask me that question. But I want to say this: we have legislative leadership that had vision and was willing. And Speaker Wilson would tell you that was one of the hardest things to do as a speaker, to keep the state involved in a project like this, to have the vision to get to today. I really think we've got tremendous leadership amongst our House and Senate, and members of our legislature that are here, they voted to spend the money. And so my hat's off to them, and I'm grateful to the vision. It's just a vision. It takes a while to carry, and it's a hard vision to see. But as we've gone over time, you can. And the other thing, this didn't happen. If this was just a blank piece of real estate, that would be one thing. To do this, the governor's office, the legislature, the Senate, all of our members of our legislature had to vote to build a new prison. Now, I don't know how many state legislators get up in the morning on the first day of the session and think, we're going to build a new prison with $400 million. None. I think Utah might be the only one. Actually, I'm not here. You can fix that number for me. Any overruns, Mike handled. But they had to build a new prison to do this, and so that's leadership, really. To build a prison. This is not something you really think about. It's something that we need in our, a new one for sure. So hats off to everyone that has spent time, blood, sweat, and tears, and effort to do this, because I think it is great for our future, not just for my community. It's going to transform this area. Our neighboring cities, Bluffdale, Riverton, Harriman, Utah County, and North, we're going to be the epicenter of something unique, something special, something transformative, something that's going to make a difference to our families, to my children, to my grandchildren, if I ever get them, and to everyone else that comes to Utah. They're going to know this place is something cool, and someone's going to look back and say, the government did this? It's kind of cool. I think it's amazing. Oh, development partners, raise your hands. Where are you guys? Back there in the back. An amazing team. Hours and hours and hours of interviews and selection on our committee to find the developers. One of them's a local boy. Kip, where are you? Raise your hand. Wadsworth. Been here for a long time. And then in closing, I want to say, not only do we have amazing opportunity going forward, I want to thank my council too. Marcia, Tasha, Fred, Bryn. They're here. They're amazing. They've helped carry the vision too, because ultimately we have to, as a city, we're working closely with the Point to bring this to fruition as far as actually building it. And so my hat's off to my council members and my staff as well. Our city manager, Mike Barker, my city manager, Kelly Schallberg, Scott Cooley, our city engineer. We've spent a lot of time. We've argued, we've gone back and forth. We still got some more to do. But we're moving and we're working and moving forward in a way that's positive. And I'm just, again, thankful to all of you who have put your time and your effort and your vision and your leadership into it, because without all of you, it wouldn't have happened. And so, I just think we're just really lucky, and it's going to be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dustin Olson. I'm the president of WW Clyde. We have been selected along with our sister company, Geneva Rock, to begin the construction at the point. And we're very, very excited. We're grateful for the leadership and the vision that all of these elected and appointed officials have put in. One of the great honors that we have in the construction industry is that we get to take that vision and that hard work and we get to put it into the ground, and we get to build the roads and the infrastructure that will allow the development to continue vertically. And so we're very grateful. Nearly 100 years ago, a gentleman named Wilford Woodruff Clyde started a company in Springville, Utah called WW Clyde. And that company remains family owned and Utah based today. And he had a vision when he started that business of creating a company that would allow him to build the critical infrastructure that this state needed. He had vision. And in 1926, he started that company. About 30 years after that, he started a company called Geneva Rock. And Geneva Rock was meant to supply the critical aggregates and concrete materials that are needed to build this state. And so we're grateful as a combined Clyde-Geneva joint venture partnership to be able to start this project. It's an honor to us. We're so grateful for the leadership, much like Wilford W. Clyde had back 100 years ago. These leaders have vision, and we're grateful for the work that they put in. One day people will be standing at a podium and talking about them and the work that they did to create the point and the vision and the innovation center and the ability to create and develop from this spot right here. So once again, we're thankful. We're thankful for all of the trades and all of the labor craft that will be involved in building this. It's an honor for us to try to begin and organize that. And we're just really thankful to be here. And so we appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Dustin, and thank you all to all of our speakers for those inspiring words. I'd just like to take one last moment to recognize a few of the behind-the-scene folks, including Draper City. Thank you for your ongoing commitment for this project. UDOT and UTA for your guidance through the design process. Our design team, Horrocks, Kimley Horn, and Design Workshop for your expertise, DFCM for your ongoing support, and the Point Partners for your collaboration and friendship. Thank you. With that, let's get to the point and break some dirt. Please follow me out to the excavators.
Yes. Yeah. We're done. We're buddies. We're friends. We're like compadres now.
It's really good.
Congratulations.
Oh, great. He's reading them. Around there.
Nobody turned dessert. Joe took me just down his own drink. Trying to just read something. I was like, hey, I was looking for No. And you were like, this can't be happening.
Hour and a half. Like an hour and a half. Yeah, and they were all, yeah, because we did a lot of it yesterday.
So should we go stand by Dawn? Should we go over there?
Well, I think that there's like safety